Hello everyone, it's Maria Salter Witch Tracks here. I hope everyone's having a good day. This new moon in Leo has been particularly good for me, being as I am a Leo and I was also born on a new moon in Leo. My birthday is next Sunday, so that's exciting. And so this new moon really resonated with me. It brought me back this passion I thought I'd been missing. It just reignited the flame within me, which is great. And so once I get all healed up, because I have pretty much frozen shoulder syndrome, but it's a very mild case, so I'm stretching out right now. But once that is over with, I am going to get back into the swing of things. Super excited. But this week's video is on how to know when you are chosen. What do I mean by chosen? Chosen by what? Chosen by whom? Maria, what are you talking about? Well, what I mean is by being chosen, or how to know when you're chosen, is to know when a particular deity or archetype is choosing to make themselves known to you, is choosing to work with you. Now, what I mean by this is not necessarily just, a deity or a particular archetype just appearing outright to you and being like, hey, we're going to work together, you and I choose you. Like, Pikachu, I choose you. It's nothing like that. What I mean is how to know when you're chosen is knowing when you need a particular archetype and knowing when that archetype is reaching out to you, because subconsciously, your subconscious, that archetype knows you need each other. Now, this can come about, like, it could be any deity that you work with. An example for me is recently Frigga has made such a large appearance in my life. Her archetype, her messages, her strengths is what my subconscious thinks I need at this point. It says what my body, what my spirit knows that I need. And so working with Frigga, that's my book, working with Frigga has become so much more than it has been before. It has strengthened my bond and my spirituality. It has changed some things within myself, whereas when I worked with Frigga before, it has not. And so this is what I mean by being known you are chosen by that deity or chosen by that archetype, is knowing that the reason why this particular deity is popping out to you at this point is because your subconscious needs it. And so maybe recently you are working with this deity or this archetype. It could be a string of deities within this archetype coming to you more and more frequently. You're working with them more. You just have the need, the feeling to call upon them, to reach out to them and bring them into your fold. This is how you know you're chosen by that deity, because your subconscious knows already what you need, and so you're reaching out to it whether you actually are correctly doing it or not. And so this can come to, like, an example is you could be in a meditation and then all of a sudden a deity you might have worked with before but never really had a strong connection with just pops out to you, just comes out to you and it's like, hey, I have a message, you need to listen. And that is how you know, like, that's a way of knowing you're chosen. Like, again, Frigga, way back in the day, I did my year thing of when I worked with a different goddess and god of every pantheon. Frigga was one of the goddesses I worked with during, I think it was like January or something, when I worked with the Norse pantheon. Now she's making herself known more to me, and that's how I know I was chosen. She chose me, not just because I find myself calling upon her more and more. I find myself reaching out to her, seeking her advice, asking her wisdom, and I find that what she gives me now resonates so clearly within me. And that's how you find out or realize you are chosen by that deity. You find yourself calling upon them at various times. It's not really something you're proactively seeking, but something that pops in the back of your head, like at this point. Like, let's say I just looked up the clouds and all of a sudden Frigga popped in my head, and I was like, okay, what is Frigga gonna tell me? Frigga, let me know your wisdom. What are you trying to show me? And that's how and that's how you realize, this deity is making themselves known more and more to me. My subconscious is seeking them out more. And it could be not even that particular deity. It could be an archetype. Like, you could be going after, like, your subconscious could be seeking out warrior goddess archetypes. So I could be going, like, seeking the Morrigan or seeking Kali or something like that. And it is just really interesting to see if you've worked with that deity before and your relationship to them then versus now, and you find yourselves working with them a lot more. The same thing happened with Hecate when I first started working with her. I read about her when I first came into Wicca and knew of her, but I was honestly at the point very new and very scared, like, oh, she's a darker goddess, that's terrifying, yada yada, I don't want to work with her. But then over the years in my early practices, she made herself known more and more to me every single year, and like kept popping in my head, and I wasn't really actively seeking her out. It's because my subconscious needed her. My subconscious needed that archetype, and she knew, the archetype knew, that Hecate knew, and made herself known more to me. And so it's kind of like you choose each other. Not really like you're like, oh, I'm the chosen one. You chose me, deity, work with me kind of thing. It's your subconscious knows what you need. These things that you repress, these things that you hide from yourself, the skeletons in the closet, they scream out. They cry out. They seek something, and eventually it makes your way into your consciousness. And that's when that deity appears more and more into your brain, in your mind, and in your space. And it is really interesting to see, sorry, my hair is like, oh, but it is really interesting to see how your relationship develops with a particular deity over the years. And that's also just working with Frigga. As I said, she was not really that known to me, but now I practically work with her all the time. When I look at the sky, I automatically think of her, and I'm like, okay, what do you have to share with me? And then during my meditation, she pops up into my brain, like last night's new moon meditation. I went into the underworld, like a force in the underworld was really weird. My underworld is not necessarily underground. It's like maybe I was in the middle world, but pretty much I was in a forest, walked up to this cabin, and it was kind of inspired by the Hagalaz rune dance song on Frigga's Web, and walked into there, been like, she was there spinning, weaving the clouds and floating out her window, and she was just like staring and whispering to herself while she was weaving. And I asked, what do you need of me? What do I need of you? Kind of thing. Why am I here? And I took her place at the spinning wheel and weaved and I saw myself saw kind of things. But beforehand, way beforehand, I never had any such relationship with Frigga. It was more like, okay, I honor you, you're a Norse deity, I honor you, and that was it. Be on my way. But now my subconscious is calling out to her, and she appears more to me. And so that is what I mean by chosen. How to know you are chosen by that deity. Your subconscious seeks them out, and then they in turn seek you out. So it's kind of like a little cycle. Very cyclical, very balanced, and it kind of flows, because the way it worked for me when I know like a deity wanted to work with me was like, they wouldn't just all of a sudden appear out of nowhere, but obviously I'd known of them before, but they slowly become more and more prominent. And like at first it might make an appearance here or an appearance there, and then slowly over time it'd be more and more here and there and here, like all the time kind of thing. And it is just interesting to see how that relationship forms, how it changes, and how it grows. And it's just very interesting to know that that is what I mean by chosen. That is what it's meant to be chosen, is knowing that you're both seeking each other out, because your subconscious is the one that is crying out and reaching out to that deity or that archetype. But yes, so that is what I mean by how to know you're chosen. I would love to hear of anyone's stories of how they came across a particular deity that they work with the most right now. I think those stories are the most interesting, I feel like they tell a lot about a person and a lot about where they are in their spiritual path right now. So if anyone wants to make a video, make a comment, let me know. I would love to hear about it. I would love to read about it, watch it, whatever. But thank you guys so much for watching. Blessed be.